April is Confederate Heritage Month. To remind neo-Confederates and Lost Cause ass clowns what their heritage is, this page is executing a daily series throughout this entire month, commemorating anniversary events and honoring Southerners who remained loyal to the United States. If you're just coming across this post, make sure to follow the page, as we'll be upsetting neo-Confederates and Lost Cause bigots all month long. Today we honor the loyalty and patriotism of career military man John Gibbon, a North Carolinian who literally wrote the book on field artillery for the Union used during the Civil War. Despite his family enslaving others and his family joining the Confederacy, he remained loyal to the Union when traitors turned their guns on U.S. military property and started the War of Southern Secession. So technically, Gibbon might not normally qualify. He was born in Pennsylvania, but he was raised near Charlotte, North Carolina for most of his life. There's no evidence to suggest that Gibbon himself participated in slavery, but he certainly benefited from it as a youth. He graduated from the United States Military Academy at West Point in 1847 and served in both the Mexican-American War and the Seminole War before being posted back to West Point to teach artillery tactics. He wrote the Artillerist Manual in 1859, which not only served as the proverbial Bible for the artillery and no doubt was employed by traitor Confederates, but this same manual has seen revival by Civil War reenactors, famously the authentic campaigners. During the war, Gibbon became a brigade commander and spent a lot of time leading his men into battle. His infamous King's Wisconsin Brigade became known as the Black Hat Brigade for their distinctive black hardy hats. The brigade was also forced, by Gibbon, to wear white leggings, which the men reportedly hated so much that one day Gibbon woke up to find his horse wearing leggings. Remember this for later. The brigade then became known as the Iron Brigade at the Battle of South Mountain, where they led a strong uphill charge and were described as men who fought like iron. At the Battle of Antietam, Gibbon sprang into action personally, jumping onto the crew of an artillery piece during the intensely bloody and horrific fighting at the cornfield. The cornfield was so volatile that it became the focus for artillery fire from both sides, to a point where Federal troops brought artillery pieces into the field itself and began using them in effect as enormous shotguns, decimating units such as the Louisiana Tiger Brigade. Gibbon's Iron Brigade marched into the field, took fire and said, "Nah, fuck that," and returned fire, in the process killing Confederate General William Stark, one of 6 generals to be killed in the fighting. Gibbon's Iron Brigade reaped a heavy toll, shredding Stark's 2nd Louisiana Brigade, informally known as the Louisiana Zouaves. Gibbon was wounded in action several times, always returning to action just in time to lead troops at critical battles where he undoubtedly played a part in securing victory. He was present at the Battle of Appomattox Courthouse, helping to block the Confederate escape route. This battle resulted in Colonel Robert E. Lee's surrender with a dish towel, and Gibbon was one of 3 commissioners for the Confederate surrender. Gibbon was present when Lee showed up in his immaculate uniform to surrender to dirty, unwashed General Grant. After the war, Gibbon continued to serve in the Army, participating in the Indian Wars, and was in command of the 7th Infantry of the Montana Column under General James S. Brisbane of Fort Ellis and his regiment of 7th Infantry. Gibbon was en route to assist Custer at the Battle of Little Bighorn, which is infamous in American history for being known as Custer's Last Stand. Gibbon arrived the next day, prompting the withdrawal of Native American warriors, thereby saving the lives, probably, of several hundred men who were still under siege. Gibbon helped bury the dead and coordinated the evacuation of the wounded. In his twilight years, Gibbon served as president of the Iron Brigade Association, among other notable organizations. It was said that Gibbon was traveling through Wisconsin, heard of an Iron Brigade reunion, and decided to stop by. Upon knocking on the door of this reunion venue, Gibbon was asked by a veteran who he was. Gibbon is said to have replied, "General Gibbon, and I'm still looking for the bastards who dressed my horse in white leggings." A reminder that the Confederacy were traitors who betrayed the United States and tried to destroy the Union out of spite. Reminder that heritage, not hate, is lost cause horseshit. A reminder, lost cause narrative is revisionist history bullshit. Reminder that the South seceded over slavery and economic factors tied to slavery. Also, reminder that the Confederacy is a bunch of traitors who lost, got their asses kicked, and were forced to beg to be readmitted into the Union. P.S. Your flag is a participation trophy. Admin Tim 316 says get fucked and die mad about it. Hashtag not sorry, not sorry. This battle resulted in Colonel Robert E. Lee's surrender, and Gibbon was one of 3 commissioners for the Confederate surrender. I don't know what the fuck that means, but everyone loves the commish.